Hey guys, how you doing? It's Johnny Berba. I'm the man that's going to help you to attract beautiful women naturally. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about a topic that is a bit doom and gloom. It's one that no one wants to talk about in the world of dating, and I think it should be spoken about. I think it's very important for actually getting success with beautiful women, and that is how to handle rejection. I get loads of emails. Sometimes I get so many I can't answer all of them. I get students all the time asking me, Johnny, how to overcome rejection. I get my friends asking me. It's something that I'm always inquiring into, I'm learning. So the first thing I'm going to talk about is rejection happens to everyone. Now, I'm a professional dating coach. I've been teaching men professionally for 2 years. I've got almost 10 years field experience. God, I feel old now talking about that. And rejection's something that it got me to where I am today. It got me being able to change guys' lives, have an amazing dating life. But I just want to sort of remind guys that I'm only human and I still get rejected until this day. So why is it something that troubles men? Why is it something that holds guys back from approaching women? Why is it something that, that basically gets guys depressed? It gets them in a bad place. It stops guys from taking action. I personally believe it's what makes guys read a lot of theory books, maybe download products, because I feel like rejection is something that people don't want to deal with, so they want to sort of prolong it, procrastinate from it, and probably avoid it. And I'm sure you guys, if you're watching this, you're going to be like, shit, this is me, this speaks to me. So I'm quickly going to talk about how I overcome it. So when I first started with pickup, dating, trying to meet women, trying to improve myself in the area of confidence, I hated it. I hated getting rejected. It used to affect me. I used to overanalyze things. I used to question myself. Was I good looking enough? Is my body shape, enough for girls? Am I hopeless? Am I not analytical enough? There was just so many things that I questioned it. I went very deep into it. And what I found was, I was almost rejecting myself because I wasn't approaching the problem or dealing with it, and that was simply going up to a girl and just telling her I found her attractive and just accepted that she may like it, she may not. So as simple as it sounds, I think the main reason guys don't approach it is because they don't want to deal with the emotion that is attached to that thing called rejection. Because if it was a case of just going up and asking a girl out and she said no, and you didn't feel anything from it, you'd just be like a machine, you wouldn't care. But because you know that there's an emotional response to it, you don't want to deal with it. I've been through it and I understand it. But what you're not understanding is the more you avoid it, the more you prolong it, the more you get weaker, weaker and weaker, and the more rejection becomes a reality. So it really is rejection because you're permanently in a place of rejection. You're not getting success with women. You're not putting yourself out there. You're not taking a risk. And most importantly, you're not learning. Now, why is rejection good for teaching you? Rejection's better than any life coach. It's better than any female dating advice or any sort of female friend that can give you advice, because rejection's your best teacher. Rejection gives you the feedback. The only problem that most guys make the mistake of is they don't learn from their mistakes. So if they go out and they get rejected, they just feel like, well, I tried a seduction technique, or I tried what someone told me was supposed to work, and I'm hopeless, it didn't go well. And then they just quit. So rejection is your best teacher, but you've got to learn from the feedback. So what did good old Einstein say? If you do the same experiment and you expect to get different results, it's insanity. So going up to a girl, getting rejected, that's completely cool. But if you don't learn from it, then obviously you're not going to get the success. But I want to sort of contradict that at the same time. And I want to talk about having the mindset where you make rejection work for you rather than working against you. So let me give an example of when I go out and I'm trying to meet girls during the daytime, or if I'm teaching a student. The first thing I always do is I just say, well, I'm just going to accept that I'm probably going to get rejected today. There's going to be some girls that are going to have boyfriends. There's going to be some girls that are just not going to be in the mood. But the thing I always take from it is, how can I take the positives from those interactions? So when I go up to a girl, I may stop her, I may have a bit of banter with her, ask her out for a date, ask for a number, and she may say, it was really nice talking to you, Johnny, but I've got a boyfriend, unfortunately, I can't give you my number. Now for me, that will be a success, because I'm like, I went over, I had a laugh, I spoke my mind, but she's got a boyfriend. So for me, that's not rejection. But what most beginners do is they take it to heart. They think she's being horrible to them. They think she's saying she's got a boyfriend because they don't like the person, and it's not that. So you've actually got to go out and get rejected to get experience and to actually get more confident getting knockbacks. But then some of you might say, well, Johnny, I don't really want to go out and get more rejection. I feel like shit as it is. I don't feel good. The last thing I need is 10 beautiful women turning me down. But I'm not saying that. I'm saying really learning to enjoy the process of talking to women and almost forgetting about rejection, giving it a different meaning. And this ties into a lot of my other videos, which is not being outcome dependent. If you're not outcome dependent, you never lost anything from the first place. You was never rejected. That will give you a lot more success because you're going up to a girl, you're not trying to get anything from her, just but to have fun and just say, give her a compliment. So you'll find you'll get a lot more success with that because, again, girls can tell when you're going up to them, you're trying to use seduction on them, you're trying to get numbers from them, and you're going to have a much better experience. And then you're going to come home, you're going to say, you know what, I went out today, I've done some approaches, I didn't get a number, or maybe girls didn't give me that much time, but I actually enjoyed it. So that, what you do today, the rejection you get today, becomes your success the weeks ahead. So I've actually done a video on YouTube about rejection where you can see me going out on the street as infield demonstrations of me getting hammered, getting blown out, but I'm having fun doing it. I'm getting boyfriend objections, but I'm not taking it personal. Now, you're probably asking, how the hell does this guy go out and just still get rejected? It doesn't affect him. The same reason I'm telling you guys, you've got to get out of your house and you've got to put the practice in. The practice will give you the confidence, the practice will give you the experience, and your rejection will actually get better as you go along. So when you first go out, yes, I'm not going to lie to you, you might get some harsh ones, you might get some girls say, no, I'm not in the mood. And that's because you're a bit nervous, you're a beginner. It's not personal, it's just because those 5-10 seconds of your initial interaction, she just felt you're nervous, and she might feel nervous too, so she walks away. She doesn't know you, she doesn't know about your good traits, your personality, the things you've got going in life, so there's no point taking it personal. But the more you focus on the positives, you'll start finding, and it will happen so fast you won't realise it, you're actually not getting affected. And your friends will be like, maybe standing in the bar, not approaching, you'll be going over, having fun, and then you're going to start getting success. And then you're going to realise you're going to have that shift in beliefs. And the reason your beliefs shift because you've gone out, you've got reference experience. Reference experience is actual practical experience, and it's not something you can get in a book. Books are good because they can motivate you, they can give you someone else's experience, they can inspire you, but they cannot give you the emotional shift in your beliefs and how you feel. So I'm all about shifting from rejection, from it stinging, to actually enjoying it. Now, when you enjoy it, it never happens. You get better, you get a better skill set, and your beliefs change, and then you will get better results. So that's sort of the mindset I want to talk about. The second thing I want to talk about is not dwelling on an interaction when it goes bad, because I'm teaching all the time. So I was teaching a student the other day. It was a new student, he was a bit nervous, it was his first time. I gave him an exercise that was really ballsy, but I knew he'd grow from it, and I made him go and approach a group of 6 girls sitting down, and I said, I want you to go up and give them all a compliment. Now, before he did the approach, he was shitting his pants, but when he actually went over, he actually got a good reaction. He got a better reaction from a group of 5 girls than he did with a girl that was on her own. Now, the reason I did that, because that was such a risky thing to do, I told him, even if he gets rejected, it's still awesome, because I'm a coach myself, and I'll be nervous to go up to 5 girls, but then he got a good reaction. He came away and he was like, Johnny, that was amazing, I feel great. I just went over, I gave a compliment, I thought I was going to get rejected. Because you told me it doesn't matter to screw up, I took the pressure off myself and I got a better outcome. Then he got success. But if I said to him, you've got to go over there, you've got to get a phone number, if you get rejected, you did something wrong, that's going to affect him. Now, that's not me sugarcoating an approach or not being honest with a student. That's me giving him the mindset that's got me dating some really beautiful women, and has really changed my dating life and made me go from feeling like a guy that wouldn't even take a risk till now I'll approach anything on 2 legs that's attractive, even if I get rejected. So that's all about reframing. And in psychology, I think they call it, positive thinking, sort of affirmations, the way you view things. Because going over is pretty easy, but it's taking the responsibility of the consequences. So I want you guys to really think about giving yourself credit and viewing a situation and focusing on the positives. Because again, I always say to my students when I'm teaching them out in the field, how many guys are actually going to have the balls to come to a coach, to go out on the street and really challenge themselves and do this? Not many guys, so you're already succeeding. So I really want you to think about that. So that's why when you watch my YouTube videos, I've got that sort of carefree attitude. I'm very grounded, I'm very easygoing, I can be myself, because I've gone through that sort of transition of going out there, getting slapped on the wrist, feeling pain, but I've worked with it and I've sort of changed I've actually changed the meaning. When I get rejected, like, it doesn't even feel like rejection. Like, I might go up to a girl and she might say, thank you for the compliment, I'm in a rush. And a student could see that and go, whoa, Johnny, she rejected you, or a friend could say, and I'm like, no, that's not rejection. That's just the girl, it's circumstantial, she's in a rush. So that's another thing I'm going to talk about. Sometimes girls will reject you because it's circumstantial. So let's say you go up to a girl, she's had a really bad day, she's just come from work, her boss might have shouted at her, she's not in the mood, and you go over there with good energy, you're excited, and you give her a compliment, and she might be in a bad mood, and she just takes it on she takes it out on the first person that comes near her, and you go home and you think, oh my God, I'm awful. But if you just sort of went, well, she's just not in the mood, no problem, I still did it, I get points, let me approach another girl, you'd probably find if you approach 10 girls, I've always said to my students, at least 50% of those girls are going to give you good reactions just for going over and giving compliments. So you have to focus on the positives. There's no point in feeling sorry for yourself, there's no point in getting angry, there's no point blaming your friends or blaming me, because sometimes guys have a go at me, the right comments, they get upset, and I really want to help you guys, so I'm not having a go at you. But you've really got to take responsibility, you've got to focus on the positives, and you'll shift your beliefs and you'll look back and you'll say, shit, I can see now why I was not getting the results I wanted. I can see why I was taking it so personal. It's a bit like when you first play a video game and you get destroyed on the first level, and then you get past the first level, you get to level 10 and you're like, level 1's easy, like that boss is easy, I destroyed him, it's not even, I don't even think about it. And then you get to level 15, you're like, shit, this guy, I can't beat this boss, he's destroying me in 3 seconds. And then you might go read a magazine, you might find some new techniques and you get around it and you beat the boss. I mean, that is exactly the same with women. Don't try and beat them like a baddie in a video game, but you've got to understand that as you go up in levels, the amount of risk you're going to take is going to get higher. The rejection's going to sting a lot more, but you're going to grow through the rejection. And I can't tell you enough, if there was one tip I could give you from making this transformation, from going from a guy that had no confidence socially, that couldn't go on a date, that couldn't get laid, couldn't handle a woman in a relationship, just couldn't feel confident going up to a woman, rejection, rejection, rejection. Fail your way to success. I'm learning from it now. When I'm out teaching students, sometimes I see them do amazing, and I'm learning from what they're doing, from their mistakes. They might get rejected and then pick up a really nice skill, and I'm like, fucking hell, that was amazing. Like, how did he do that? So you're always learning. Rejection's your teacher. It will only work against you if you don't learn from the feedback and if you take it personally. Now, I'm not saying to go out and be like a robot and to get rejected 10 times and be like, yeah, I don't care about the world, I don't care about my life. I'm not saying that. I'm saying about being a lot more positive with the meaning and allowing it to work for you rather than against you. And I'm actually going to talk about an interaction I had the other day when I was out, and I approached a really beautiful girl and I asked her for her phone number, and she was like, oh, I'm not sure, Johnny, I don't usually give my number out, it's probably best we just leave it as this. And this is what I did. I said, you know what, I don't mind if you want to reject me, I really enjoyed the conversation, it was really cool to meet you, have a nice day. Do you know what actually happened? The girl went, actually, no, you can take my number, it's fine. So you're going to learn something from that, and I learned a lot from that. So because I accepted that, she might not go on a date with me, but we still had a nice conversation. Let's just stress the point. Because I accepted she was rejecting me, she changed her mind. Because women know that so many men take it personal, and to be honest, part of being an attractive man is being able to get blown out by a woman and just say, okay, no problem, life goes on, and to make fun of it. Because sometimes the girl's losing out. How many amazing guys I've worked with, and I've seen girls that have been like, they're not interested, and I've been like, you know what, this guy's amazing, she lost out. And then they'll go and meet a girl that's a lot more attractive, so much more personality, and then the student will be like, yeah, I don't care about the other girl. But before you can get to that place, you've got to go on this sort of journey of like a video game of stage 1, stage 2, stage 3. So, what is the main focus of the video? Number 1 is, rejection's your best teacher. Number 2 is, You've got to give rejection a different meaning. You can't take it for, in the literal sense of it's rejection, it's a horrible thing. You've got to learn how to reframe it, take the positives from it, and really not take it personal. Number 3, you've got to realize that it makes you more attractive. You grow through rejection. You don't grow through having it easy. I've heard so many good philosophers, good teachers, good businessmen say, the failure after failure after failure is what got me successful. That's what makes them a better businessman, that's what builds their character, and that's what makes them fucking attractive. That's why when they walk in a room, a woman will be like, wow, because they can feel it. So don't take it personal, accept it, learn to work with it. And my final tip is, learn to enjoy the process and enjoy the interaction for what it is. It doesn't matter if you don't get a phone number. You're going to get loads more shots at this. It's like a video game. If you get blown out, you've got another life. If you get into a conversation, she likes you, but you don't get a number, you've got another shot. If you go on a date and you don't go for the kiss, you feel like you didn't escalate enough, you've got another shot. So you've got as many lives as you want. The lives are unlimited. But if you don't approach, you're dead forever. I know that's a bit harsh, but that's going to scare you and say, shit, I've got to get out there. Taking action is where you're going to make that transformation. You'll be more attractive, and I'm going to remind you, the best pickup artists in the world get rejected. If they say they're not, they're lying their ass off. I get rejected. I love the rejection. It gets me into state. It lets me know I'm still human. It builds my character more. It allows me to refine certain things I'm doing, and it's going to get you better results. So go out. Don't be afraid of rejection. Embrace it. Make it work for you. Take the positives from it, and enjoy the process. So, like and subscribe, share the video on Facebook, Twitter, wherever you guys can share it. I want to get this video out to help guys, and I'll see you in the next vid. Enjoy.